Hey guys, Justin here with Rampengu Nation, and I thought I would do a pure Orcust video since you guys like the Lunar Light Orcust. So this one is just gonna show you what you can do with pure Orcust post dual overload. With Heart being banned, it really hinders Union Carrier a lot because you can't like attach Harp, use Harp effects, summon Nightmare, then one back to Nightmare. So we have to do our combos a little differently because of this. But the best starter in the entire deck is Steam the Cloak. The reason being is that Steam the Cloak essentially makes 4 monsters because it generates the token twice, and the token can be used to make Linkuriboh because it's a level 1. If the token was water, you can do like the combos like way better each time, but unfortunately it's not. Anyway, so Steam's the best starter because it's a dark. It can like go into Almirage, it can do that, and also the fact it's like an alert target is what makes it also really good. So let's just go through deck real quick. We have 1 Armor, 2 Ash, 3 Steam, the best starter, 2 Crow, Nessie, 2 Jack, 2 Such, because one of the combos requires an extender, so I just thought I'd show you the extenders. Greffer, if your hand is a good buster, so you can end with this equipped to either Ding or Galatea or Longirsu. Gizmek, 3 Jet Synchron because it's also a starter just like Steam, and it's a level 1, it's a machine. Bombard, this is your main summon target usually. 2 Symbol, 3 Nightmare, 2 1, 3 Allure, 3 Callby. I know it's kind of counterintuitive to play Callby with Danger, so you can make the spot something else if you'd like another starter or like whatever you want it to be. Foolish, Babel, 3 Return, Rhoda, and Crescendo. Side, 3 Radiance. I chose to choose Radiant as my target in one of my side spots because it's an alert target. Also, it outs the Union Carrier a lot, which you need. 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Lightning Storm for back row, 2 Anti-Spell in order for like the Shadow decks, and 3 Evenly Matched. So the reason why I like Greffer and Arma the most is that both Greffer and Arma can out Winda because you send Nightmare Pitch 1, that's 2200, and this one becomes 2500, so you can crash over Winda. I didn't play Recycler because Steam and Jets are basically your stars for that. Extra deck is 2 Ding, Barricade Board Blocker, Boral Sword, Neo Fiber, 2 Galatea because space in the extra is tight, IP, Phoenix Unicorn, Linkuriboh, Longirsu, Almirage for Steam, Zeraborz, and Union Carrier. Alright, so let's get into the combos. For the first combo, it's just Steam and any extender. You're going to end up with actually a pretty big board here, which is nice. So let's get into it. So we're going to normal summon our Steam the Cloak, and then we're going to go into Almirage. Then we're going to use Steam's effect to generate a token. Steam's going to then tribute the token to summon Steam back. It says if it leaves the field, you can tribute 1 monster. So it says if this card's in your graveyard, you can tribute 1 monster, special summon this card from your graveyard. So you can only use that effect once per duel, which is fine because the rest of Steams are just becoming alert targets and discard fodder for their deck, which is fine. So anyway, so you summon back Steam, and then you're going to make Neo Fiber, or sorry, Christian Halcrafax, or whatever it's called now in TCG. I gotta get used to saying that, sorry about that. So the really cool thing about Steam is that it chains block Halcrafax from Ash. So you're gonna go Chain Link 2 Steam and Chain Link 1 Christian. This way you dodge Ash and Neo Fiber, Christian, which is nice. So you generate a token and then you special our tuner, which will be our Brass Bombard. Now we're gonna just summon our extender, however it is, could be Gizmek, could be whatever, it doesn't matter. But you need an extender, otherwise all you're gonna end on if you don't have an extender is just like Galatea with just Crescendo. So now we're gonna make Linkuriboh, and then we're gonna make those 2 into Union Carrier. So we have to do all this before we use any Orcust effects, otherwise we're just locked into darks. So we're gonna use Carrier and equip to Bombard, and then we're gonna use those 2, and we're gonna make Galatea. We're going to use Nightmare, send Symbol. And so we have to do it this way because now we can't special Nightmare for the rest of the turn because of Union Carrier's effect, which is completely fine. I'll show you what you're going to do next after that. So we're going to use Symbol to revive our Bombard from the grave. And then we're going to shuffle back our Symbol with Galatea to grab Babel. And then we're going to use our Dingirsu to attach Nightmare. And then we're going to use those 2 to make our IP. Now generally you can use, you can shuffle back Nightmare and keep Symbol attached to this. This way you can play around Ash essentially on your Nightmare on their turn, so you still have your interrupt through IP and Dingirsu. So yeah, just steaming an extender creates this, like basically the old board that we used to have, which is pretty nice because it's basically a 1.5 card combo, which is kind of insane. So that's it for the first combo. Second combo is going to be steam and symbol. So like not nightmare, symbol. This is what we can generate. So, but usually steam and symbol, it's going to be the same thing. However, steam and nightmare can guarantee that you get the little buster wealth block. But anyway, so same thing again. Do this, revive steam. And then we're just going to use Crystron, summon out our Bombard. And then we're going to use that to make Linkuriboh. We have to do Linkuriboh because we need them to be the same type or attribute to make Union Carrier. So they're both dark, so we're going to make our Union Carrier. And then we're going to Bombard now, special skeleton from our hand. And then we're going to equip Nightmare to our skeleton or Neofiber. It doesn't matter because they're both machines. And then we're going to make our Galatea. Then we're going to use our Nightmare to send our World Wand. Then we're going to use a World Wand to revive our Bombard, which is important. And then we're going to shuffle this back to grab our Babel. And then now we're going to use our Dingirsu to attach our Nightmare. So you generally want the extra monster in this combo because you can't do really the Buster Wealth block effectively. Well, like technically you can if you want, because you can use like the Crystron and like the skeleton to make a Galatea pointing to a Union Carrier, and then you can just use our what is it called, our Union Carrier to attach our Buster from the deck, and then we can shuffle by Bombard to get Crescendo. So technically you can end with Union Carrier, Galatea, Crescendo, or Buster instead of this, but let's continue. So then we're going to use those two and we make our RIP. Generally, I don't like that play more. I just like this one because it generates more resources, which are better, because now we have both Symbol and Nightmare on our opponent's turn, which is really good. So we still always have our interruption. It's pretty similar to the last board, however, but the last board was missing Symbol. So notice we haven't used Symbol yet. So the end phase, we can use our Symbol to revive our Galatea to play around Nibiru, which is nice. So yes, they can Nibiru these two. When I say play around Nibiru, I mean like they're not going to get the most effectiveness out of Nibiru. So like later on at the end phase, you can then use this to revive this to give you recursion. It's very unlikely that they'll kill you, is because Nightmare can send Symbol to revive Dingirsu. You can also send Gizmek, just depending on what you need in the situation. So that's it for combo 2. And then for finally, let's go to combo 3. Combo 3 is just Steam and Nightmare. So we're going to summon, make our Almirage, and then we're just going to summon back our Steam. And then we're going to make our Crystron. And then we're going to summon out our token, and then summon Jet Synchron. And then we're going to use those two now to make our Union. And then we're going to make our Linkuriboh, and then we're going to use Jet Synchron to pitch our Nightmare. And then we're going to use Nightmare to dump our Wand. And then we're going to use Wand to revive our Nightmares. Notice we haven't used Union's effect yet. So we're going to use those two now to make Galatea. And then you can technically... Oh yeah, so I do this to set our Crescendo. And then we're going to use those two now to make our Longirsu. And then we're going to attach our Buster to our Longirsu. The reason why I do this is that Longirsu is a big enough monster. It's linked, so they can't like Raigeki this board away because it's linked with Union Carrier, and he's big enough to not be... He doesn't care about like anything that can just punch it, like Super Agent or so, and you have Crescendo to basically block an effect, which is nice. So this is basically the soft lock, and then you have Nightmare for next turn to guarantee the kill. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this small tutorial on Orcust combos, and if you do, be sure to like and subscribe, and just follow the channel. And be sure to check out my Twitch. I'll be streaming every week, just certain days being sporadic now until I can make a consistent schedule, but I'll be streaming every week. Share with your friends, let me know what you guys think, and this is Justin from Rampengu Nation, and see you guys.